There is a strange and powerful rule in life that few understand, and even fewer have the discipline to live by. The less you tell people about what you are doing, the more powerful you become. Most people live as open books, eager to explain their plans, expose their moves, and seek validation from the world. They talk about their dreams before they take their first step. They explain their ideas to anyone who will listen, hoping for support, encouragement, or applause. But what they rarely realize is that talking too much weakens their energy. It leaks their momentum into the air, giving others the chance to judge, criticize, copy, or discourage them. Silence is not weakness. It is strength. It is your secret armor in a world that constantly pulls at your attention, your time, and your willpower. When you live with quiet determination, when you let your actions speak before your words do, you create an aura of mystery and focus that the world cannot ignore. Imagine the difference between a person who announces their goals every week and a person who silently works while the world wonders what they are up to. The first one seeks immediate gratification. The second one is building lasting success. Silence forces you to listen to your inner voice, to your discipline, to the rhythm of your own effort. When you keep your ambitions private, you protect them from the opinions of people who neither understand your vision nor care about your success as much as you do. This is the way to build something powerful, hidden, protected, and unstoppable, until it is ready to be revealed on your terms. In the modern world, it is harder than ever to be silent. Social media has turned life into a constant performance. People share every workout, every idea, every new plan as if broadcasting it to the world makes it more real. But this habit is a trap. By telling the world what you will do, you trick your brain into feeling like it has already achieved something. You feel a false sense of accomplishment. Studies have shown that when people announce their goals publicly, their motivation often decreases because they have already received the social reward without doing the work. This is why the person who quietly builds in the dark always outpaces the person who is constantly seeking attention. The silent builder moves in secret while others are distracted by the noise they create. Keeping your moves private is not about isolation or arrogance. It is about mastery. It is about control. It is about owning your energy and investing it only where it matters. When you stop explaining yourself to everyone, you free yourself from the emotional drain of needing approval. You are no longer weighed down by doubt planted by others. You are no longer interrupted by advice you never asked for. You learn to trust your instincts, sharpen your skills, and move with purpose. And then, when the results appear, they speak louder than any words you could have said. Success revealed only after it is undeniable carries a weight that endless talking never can. The principle of never telling people what you do is rooted in ancient wisdom and observed in modern success stories. Think of the greatest innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders. They often worked quietly in the background until their work was ready to change the world. They did not need to announce every move. They understood that talking about the game is not the same as playing it. The quiet achiever learns to treat life like chess, not checkers. Every move is deliberate, and the opponent cannot predict the strategy because it is never spoken aloud. This secrecy creates leverage. It builds anticipation. It prevents sabotage and reduces unnecessary pressure. But there is another, deeper reason for keeping your work private. Your dreams are fragile in their early stages. When an idea is new, it is like a seed that has just been planted. If you expose it too soon, the winds of doubt, criticism, and comparison can destroy it before it takes root. How many times have you shared an exciting idea only to be met with skepticism or negativity that killed your enthusiasm? How often have you felt your energy fade after explaining your plans to someone who didn't believe in you? Protecting your dreams in silence allows them to grow strong enough to survive the world's noise. By the time you reveal them, they are no longer fragile. They are undeniable. This book is a guide to reclaiming your power through silence, focus, and action. It is about living in a way that commands respect without demanding attention. It will teach you how to break free from the trap of oversharing, how to build momentum in private, and how to let your results do the talking. You will learn that silence is not emptiness. It is potential energy. It is your fuel, your focus, and your shield. You will learn to love the feeling of moving in secret, of building a life that nobody can predict, and of achieving success that nobody can take credit for but you. The chapters ahead will challenge the way you think about success and how you present yourself to the world. They will push you to shift from seeking approval to seeking mastery. They will teach you to recognize the power of hidden progress and delayed gratification. And most importantly, they will show you that the real winners in life are not the ones who talk the loudest, but the ones who move with discipline, patience, and quiet confidence. If you want to live a life that inspires awe instead of chatter, if you want to be remembered for what you achieved instead of what you promised, then this book is for you. You live in a world that constantly tempts you to speak before you act, to announce before you achieve, to seek validation before you even take the first real step. The truth is, you weaken your power every time you explain your plans to people who don't matter. The moment you start telling people what you are going to do, you open the door for their doubts, their jealousy, and their opinions to invade your mind. They might smile in your face, nod in approval, or even give you advice. But deep down, most of them are not rooting for your success as much as you are. Some of them quietly hope you fail because your ambition threatens their comfort. Others will unconsciously plant seeds of hesitation in your heart, even if they mean no harm. And some will simply take your ideas, run with them, and turn your dreams into theirs. This is why silence is your shield and your weapon. When you stop talking and start acting, you remove the possibility of outside interference. People cannot attack what they cannot see. They cannot discourage what they do not know about. They cannot copy what they cannot guess. Your silence becomes your strategy, and your focus becomes your power. Imagine waking up every day and pouring your energy fully into your work, without wasting a single drop explaining yourself to people who will forget your words by the end of the day. That is the life of someone who wins in the long run. That is the life of someone who builds in the shadows and lets the results explode into the light only when they are undeniable. You must train yourself to become comfortable with this kind of discipline. It will not feel natural at first, because you are conditioned to talk. You are conditioned to post. You are conditioned to share. Society has made it normal to live your life like a public show, constantly updating everyone on what you are thinking, what you are doing, and what you are planning next. But if you truly want to separate yourself from the average, you must learn to love the quiet. You must learn to find satisfaction not in applause, but in progress. You must become addicted to the grind, the unseen hours, the late nights, and the early mornings that nobody else knows about. That is where real strength is born. Think about the greats in any field. They rarely announce their plans. They simply appear with results that speak louder than any words could. They understand that the world only respects what is finished, not what is promised. A promise is weak, but a result is undeniable. If you want to command respect, do not ask for it. Earn it silently and reveal it only when there is no room for doubt. Stop telling people what you are going to do, and start showing them what you have already done. Your actions will echo louder than your words ever could. Another reason to keep your life private is the emotional energy it saves you. Every time you explain yourself, you create an emotional debt. You give people the power to expect updates from you, to judge your progress, and to ask questions you may not want to answer. You create a pressure that is unnecessary and harmful to your focus. But when you move in silence, The only person you have to answer to is yourself. You become accountable to your own standards, not to the expectations of a curious audience. This freedom is priceless because it allows you to experiment, to fail privately, and to learn without the weight of judgment. Failure in private is just growth. Failure in public feels like shame. Protect yourself from unnecessary pain by refusing to give the world access to your journey until it is complete. The people who talk the most often achieve the least. They spend their energy crafting the story of their future instead of building the reality of it. They get addicted to the feeling of admiration they receive from simply talking about what they will do, and that addiction robs them of the fire they need to actually make it happen. Do not let this happen to you. Keep your fire internal. Let your hunger grow in silence. Let the work consume you without distraction. There is nothing more powerful than a person who moves quietly with relentless purpose, because nobody can predict them, and nobody can stop them. You will feel the urge to share. You will feel the temptation to prove to the world that you are doing something great. But you must resist. Instead, pour that energy into execution. Let the small victories belong only to you. Celebrate in private, build in private, grow in private, and then, one day, when your success is solid and your achievements are unshakable, let the world see what you have become. At that moment, the impact will be 10 times greater than if you had narrated your journey every step of the way. Never telling people what you do is not about secrecy for the sake of secrecy. It is about power, focus, and self-respect. It is about refusing to let your life become a performance for people who do not care about your long-term success. It is about breaking free from the chains of validation and reclaiming the energy that is rightfully yours. If you truly want to rise, if you truly want to create a life that commands respect and inspires awe, then you must master the art of silence. The world does not need to know what you are doing. The world only needs to see the undeniable results of a life built with quiet discipline and relentless action. The greatest strength you can develop is the ability to move with purpose while remaining invisible to the noise of the world. Silence is not emptiness. It is protection, it is focus, and it is control. When you stop announcing your goals, the first thing you notice is a shift in your energy. Suddenly, you are not spending your mental power on explanations, on seeking approval, or on defending your dreams from skeptics. Your mind becomes sharper. Your time feels heavier with purpose. You begin to experience life as if it belongs to you, not to the opinions of others. This is when real progress begins. The truth is that the moment you share your plans, you give people the opportunity to affect your energy. Some will support you, some will doubt you, and some will secretly root against you. Every reaction, whether positive or negative, influences your emotions. It shifts your focus away from the work and toward the response. This emotional distraction is small at first, but it compounds. Soon, instead of pouring all your attention into building your vision, you are wondering what people think about it. You are waiting for encouragement that never comes. You are replaying someone's casual criticism in your mind instead of taking the next step forward. This is the trap of exposure, and it destroys dreams before they even have a chance to grow. You must learn to become a fortress for your own ambition. Treat your ideas like sacred treasures. In the early stages, they are fragile. They need protection, nurturing, and time to mature. Talking too soon is like planting a seed and then pulling it out of the soil every day to show it to people. You kill the very thing you are trying to grow. But if you leave it in the soil, if you water it quietly, if you let the sun and time do their work, one day it will break through the surface strong enough to survive anything. Your dreams are no different. Give them privacy to grow. There is another hidden benefit to keeping your moves private. It builds your personal discipline. When you are no longer chasing validation, you must face yourself honestly. There is nobody to impress, nobody to perform for, nobody to applaud your effort. It is just you and the work. This forces you to become internally driven instead of externally motivated. External motivation is weak, it fades when the applause stops. Internal motivation is unshakable because it comes from your own commitment to excellence. By refusing to tell people what you do, you teach yourself to act for the right reasons, not for attention. The world has trained people to seek quick recognition. It has made public progress feel more valuable than private growth. Social media is a stage, and everyone is performing. But what most people fail to realize is that real power comes from being underestimated. When nobody knows what you are building, nobody can interfere, nobody can measure you, nobody can prepare for you. You become unpredictable, and unpredictability is a form of strength. Quietly working while the world sleeps is how you leap ahead without anyone realizing it. By the time they notice, it's too late. They are already looking at the results of a life lived in focused silence. Silence also gives you emotional freedom. When you live your life publicly, every failure feels like a performance gone wrong. You start making decisions based on how they will look instead of what is actually right for your growth. You fear mistakes because you fear judgment. But when you move in silence, failure becomes your teacher, not your shame. You can fall, learn, and rise again without anyone knowing. This is how true mastery is built, through repeated private battles that nobody applauds, but that shape you into someone unstoppable. You will notice that the less you speak about your goals, the more weight your eventual results carry. People are drawn to results, not promises. Talkers make promises. Doers deliver outcomes. Which one do you want to be? Every hour you spend explaining your plans to someone could have been spent sharpening your skills, taking another step forward, or solving another problem. The energy of focus is precious, and you cannot afford to leak it into conversations that give you nothing in return. At some point, people will start to wonder what you are doing. They will ask questions. They will try to pry. You must learn to be comfortable with giving little away. Smile, be polite, let them wonder. Let the mystery grow, because mystery is magnetic. People are drawn to what they do not understand, and when your results finally appear, that curiosity will turn into respect. You will command attention, not because you demanded it, but because you earned it through undeniable achievement. This discipline of silence is a lifelong practice. It requires you to constantly choose action over explanation, focus over performance, and mastery over recognition. It requires you to separate yourself from the habits of the average. Most people cannot go a day without announcing themselves to the world. They need to be seen. They need to be acknowledged. But you, if you truly want to rise, must be different. You must live like a ghost in the public eye, but a giant in your private world. You must learn to let the world see nothing until there is something so great it cannot be ignored. In the end, the goal is not to hide forever, but to reveal at the right time. When you operate in silence, you are not erasing your existence. You are sharpening it. You are creating a life that does not waste energy on premature exposure. You are saving your strength for the moment it matters most. And when that moment comes, when your work, the moment you stop telling people what you do, life begins to feel different. There is a sense of freedom that only comes from owning your journey completely. No explanations, no justifications, no requests for approval, just action. Most people do not realize how much of their life is lived for the eyes of others. They shape their decisions around opinions, they chase validation, and they speak about their plans to feel relevant. But relevance without results is nothing more than noise. If you want to separate yourself from the crowd, you must learn to trade noise for impact, and the only way to do that is by becoming the type of person who moves in silence until the world has no choice but to notice your work. Your silence is a statement. It says, I am focused, I am disciplined, I do not need permission to rise. The people who cannot live without attention will not understand this at first. They will ask why you are so quiet. They will wonder why you do not announce your every move. But that is the beauty of silence. It creates curiosity while protecting your energy. The more they wonder, the more they realize that you are not like them. You are not a talker. You are a doer. Keeping your life private also gives you the space to grow without interference. Growth is messy. It requires mistakes, failures, and course corrections. If your journey is public, every stumble becomes a performance, and fear of embarrassment will slow you down. But in private, you can fail freely. You can experiment, adjust, and evolve without anyone watching. This is how true mastery is formed. The early stages of any great success are invisible to the world for a reason. They are too fragile to survive public exposure. Your silence is not just protection. It is a growth strategy. There will come a time when your results speak for themselves. But until then, your mission is to work relentlessly in the dark. Wake up every day with a plan. Execute without distraction. Sharpen your skills. Build your habits. Strengthen your mindset. Learn to find joy in the unseen hours, because those are the hours that define your future. The late nights, the quiet mornings, the effort nobody else will ever witness. These are the investments that compound into greatness. Talking about them does nothing. Doing the work changes everything. Another truth about silence is that it teaches patience. When you are not announcing your goals, you are forced to let your progress unfold naturally. You stop rushing to show results for the sake of proving something to others. Instead, you focus on making sure the results are real and lasting. Patience is a superpower in a world addicted to speed. While others burn out trying to chase attention, you are quietly building a foundation that will hold strong for years. And when your work finally surfaces, it will not just be a moment of excitement. It will be the start of a legacy. This approach to life also strengthens your relationship with yourself. When you stop telling people what you do, you begin to listen to your own voice more closely. You become your own advisor, your own critic, and your own motivator. You no longer need the world to clap for you to keep going. You clap for yourself in the silence of your grind. That self-reliance is priceless because it means that nobody can take your motivation away. Nobody can control your drive. Nobody can manipulate your emotions with their approval or rejection. You become untouchable in your focus. You will notice that as your silence deepens, your results grow. It is not magic, it is the direct effect of eliminating distractions. Words take energy. Explanations take energy. Debates, doubts, and discussions all take energy. Every time you tell someone your plan, a part of your focus leaks out. But when you stay quiet, all that energy stays inside you, fueling your execution. Day after day, that energy compounds and your progress accelerates. By the time others realize what you are doing, you are already far ahead. And then comes the moment of revelation. After months or years of quiet work, your results emerge like a storm nobody saw coming. That is the power of moving in silence. The world underestimates you because they cannot measure you. They think you are idle because they cannot see your grind. And then, one day, they see what you have built, and they are left speechless. That impact is far greater than anything you could achieve by talking along the way. People respect results. They forget promises. Silence ensures that when you speak, it is through your achievements, and achievements speak louder than any words. This is not a one-time effort. It is a lifestyle. You must train yourself to be consistent in your privacy. Resist the urge to prove yourself. Resist the urge to overshare. Remember that every secret you keep is a piece of your power, and every unnecessary word you speak is a piece of your power given away. Master this, and life will feel different. You will no longer chase approval because you will live in alignment with your purpose. You will no longer fear judgment because nobody knows enough to judge you. You will no longer feel behind because you will be too focused on your own lane to compare yourself to anyone else. This is how winners live. Quietly, patiently, consistently. They do not explain. They do not seek applause. They work, they grow, and they arrive with results so undeniable that the world is forced to pay attention. That can be your life, if you are willing to embrace the discipline of silence and the relentless pursuit of private excellence. There comes a moment when you realize that silence is not just a tool. It is a form of power. The less you speak about what you are building, the more unstoppable you become. Your power grows in private because your energy is no longer scattered. You are not spending it explaining, defending, or proving yourself. You are not wasting it on conversations that lead nowhere. Every ounce of your focus is directed toward action, and action is the only thing that changes your life. People spend years talking about their dreams without taking a single meaningful step toward them. Do not be that person. Be the one who lets the work speak. Be the one who lets the results arrive without warning, leaving everyone else wondering how you did it. When you keep your life private, you also avoid unnecessary negativity. The world is full of people who will project their fears and doubts onto you the moment they hear your plans. They are not always malicious. Often, they are just limited by their own beliefs. But their words can plant seeds of doubt in your mind if you are not careful. By staying silent, you protect your vision from contamination. You shield your dreams from the weight of other people's fears. Your ambition belongs to you alone, and you do not need anyone's permission to pursue it. This way of living demands self-control. It requires you to resist the natural human desire for recognition. It is tempting to talk because talking feels like progress. Sharing your goals can feel like an achievement in itself, even when you have done nothing yet. It tricks your brain into thinking you are moving forward because you receive validation. But validation without execution is an illusion. You cannot let yourself be fooled by that temporary high. Real confidence comes from action. Real fulfillment comes from results. Silence keeps you honest because the only reward you get is the satisfaction of doing the work. Moving in silence also forces you to confront the truth about your habits. When nobody knows what you are working on, you cannot hide behind excuses. You cannot rely on external motivation. If you slack off, there is no audience to blame. Your progress is entirely your responsibility. This is where real strength is built. You learn to push yourself without applause. You learn to work for the sake of the vision, not for the praise. This is the mindset that separates the extraordinary from the ordinary. Another advantage of keeping your moves private is that you become unpredictable. In a world where everyone is broadcasting their every thought, mystery is rare and valuable. People are fascinated by what they cannot see. When they do not know what you are doing, they cannot prepare for you. They cannot copy you, and they cannot sabotage you. Your silence becomes a weapon because it creates surprise. One day they will wake up and see your results, and by then, it will be too late for anyone to stop you. This is the essence of strategic living. Move like a shadow, strike like thunder. The path of silent progress is not always easy. There will be moments when you feel invisible. You will watch others announce their goals, post their updates, and receive instant validation, while you sit quietly with your work. You might feel the urge to join them, to prove that you are doing something too. But you must remember that you are playing a different game. They are chasing attention. You are building power. Their excitement is temporary. Your fulfillment will be permanent. Every moment you stay quiet and keep working, you are planting seeds that will grow into something undeniable. Silence also teaches you the art of patience. When you are not rushing to show the world results, you can focus on doing things the right way instead of the fast way. You can build foundations that last. Most people want to be seen winning more than they actually want to win. They care more about appearances than outcomes. but appearances fade. Outcomes endure. By committing to quiet work, you are choosing lasting success over temporary attention. That choice will pay off in ways that loud living never could. You will eventually notice that people respect results more than promises. The loud talkers who announce every move often fade into the background because they rarely deliver. But the silent worker who appears with undeniable achievements commands instant respect. That is the power of moving in silence. It is not about hiding forever. It is about revealing only when your success cannot be ignored. When you finally speak, your words are backed by proof. That is when the world listens. The discipline of silence is a lifelong advantage. It keeps your energy focused, your vision protected, and your progress accelerated. It makes you resilient against negativity and immune to unnecessary pressure. It turns your life into a fortress, where only you control what enters and what leaves. And most importantly, it builds a version of you that does not need to be seen to feel worthy. You become self-sufficient. You become powerful. You become unstoppable. If you want to rise above the noise, learn to embrace the quiet. Let your actions carry your message. Let your results tell your story. Live like a shadow, work like a warrior, and emerge only when there is no doubt that you have built something extraordinary. That is the essence of never telling people what you do. That is the way of true success. The longer you walk the path of silence, the more you realize that it is not just about hiding your actions. It is about transforming yourself from the inside out. Silence forces you to build strength where others rely on weakness. It demands patience where others chase instant gratification. It shapes your mind to focus only on what truly matters: the work, the growth, the progress that no one else can see. When you stop telling people what you do, you reclaim ownership of your energy, your time, and your dreams. That ownership is priceless because it means no one else can control your journey. Every time you tell someone your plans, you give them power over you. You may not notice it, but their reaction leaves an imprint on your mind. If they doubt you, that doubt becomes a shadow. If they mock you, that mockery lingers. Even if they support you, their expectations create pressure. Suddenly, you are no longer working for yourself. You are working to satisfy someone else's vision of your success. Silence removes that weight. You no longer need to impress anyone or prove anything. Your work belongs entirely to you, and that freedom allows you to move faster, fail smarter, and grow stronger. The silent path is not the easy path, but it is the path of true achievement. You will watch others chase attention, post about their projects, and seek applause for steps they have not fully taken. They will get quick likes, comments, and validation, and for a moment, it will seem like they are ahead. But attention is a drug that wears off quickly. Once the excitement fades, they are left with nothing but the pressure to deliver on the promises they made publicly. Many will quit when the pressure becomes too much. Meanwhile, you will still be moving, quietly, steadily, without distraction, building something that cannot be taken away. Silence is also a filter. It reveals who is truly watching you for your growth and who only follows you for your performance. When you stop talking about your moves, the people who were only there for the entertainment will drift away. The ones who remain are the ones who truly respect you or care for you. This is a gift because it removes unnecessary noise from your life. You start to see clearly who deserves a place in your world and who was only a spectator. Another reason to protect your plans is that early exposure creates unnecessary resistance. When you announce your goals, people will subconsciously create obstacles. They will question your abilities, give you unsolicited advice, or compare you to others. These subtle actions can drain your momentum, but when you work in silence, nobody knows what to attack. Your moves are invisible, and invisibility is your advantage. By the time your work is visible, it will be too strong for anyone to stop. The key to living like this is discipline. You must develop the habit of keeping your mouth closed and your hands busy. Every time you feel the urge to talk, remind yourself that energy spent on words is energy taken from action. Talking feels easier than working because it provides the illusion of progress. But real progress happens in the moments no one sees. Real progress happens when you choose the grind over the glory. The satisfaction of completing something in private is worth far more than the temporary thrill of public attention. You will find a deep sense of pride in being underestimated. When people do not know what you are doing, they assume you are idle. They assume you are not moving. This is a gift. It means you can rise without interference. It means your growth will shock the world. And when the results appear, there will be no debate, no doubt, no need for explanation. Results are louder than words. Success is the only proof you need. This way of life also allows you to develop resilience. When your journey is private, failure becomes just another lesson, not a spectacle. You can experiment without fear. You can adapt without shame. And each private failure becomes a stepping stone toward a public triumph. The people who fail in front of the world often never recover because their ego takes the hit. But your ego is protected by silence. You are not performing for anyone. You are simply improving for yourself. The world may never understand why you choose this path, and that is fine. They are busy performing for each other, chasing approval that disappears as quickly as it arrives. You are not interested in that. You are building something deeper, something stronger, something lasting, and when you finally reveal it, you will not need to ask for respect. It will be given. Living this way requires patience and faith. You must trust yourself even when nobody else sees your progress. You must believe in the compound effect of daily effort, even when the world is silent around you. But if you can hold the line, if you can commit to action over words, then the life you build will be unstoppable. Silence is not emptiness, it is potential. It is the raw power of focus, waiting to manifest into something extraordinary. And when it does, the world will see the difference between the talkers and the doers, and you will know you chose the path that truly leads to greatness. The silence you choose today becomes the power you hold tomorrow. When you master the discipline of not telling people what you do, you start to notice the subtle ways life rewards you for it. First, your focus sharpens. You stop scattering your attention across conversations that give you nothing in return. You stop wasting mental energy defending your decisions or explaining your dreams to people who will forget them by tomorrow. Instead, every ounce of your mind is directed toward the task at hand, and focus is the foundation of achievement. Second, your confidence grows because it is built on private victories, not public validation. You no longer need anyone to cheer for you. The work itself becomes your fuel, and each step forward in silence makes you stronger than you were the day before. The world is loud and impatient, filled with people desperate to be seen. They broadcast their lives in the hope that someone will notice, someone will applaud, someone will approve. But attention without achievement is hollow. Applause without results is meaningless. By choosing silence, you separate yourself from the noise. You are no longer part of the performance. You are the one who works behind the curtain, preparing for the moment when the show truly matters. And when that moment arrives, it will not be for temporary applause. It will be for lasting impact. Every private effort you make is an investment that compounds over time. While others are distracted by the dopamine rush of attention, you are stacking quiet wins. You are learning, improving, and advancing while nobody watches. And here is the secret. Private effort multiplies because it is uninterrupted. Public effort gets drained by the weight of other people's opinions, but private effort flows freely, without resistance. This is why silent workers often seem to explode into success overnight. To the world, it looks sudden. To you, it is simply the result of countless quiet hours that nobody knew about. Silence also builds an aura of strength. People are naturally curious about what they cannot see. When you do not talk about your moves, they begin to wonder what you are up to. They may even doubt you at first, assuming you are doing nothing. But the longer you stay quiet, the more that doubt turns into intrigue. And when you finally reveal your results, the impact is multiplied because nobody saw it coming. Mystery is magnetic, and in a world where everyone is oversharing, being mysterious is a superpower. There is also a strategic advantage to silence. When people do not know your plans, they cannot interfere with them. They cannot prepare against you, copy you, or undermine you. You become unpredictable, and unpredictability is a form of control. Life is a game of positioning, and the one who moves quietly has the element of surprise on their side. This is why the most successful people often seem to appear out of nowhere. In reality, they were working all along. They just chose not to announce themselves until the time was right. You must learn to embrace the discomfort of being unseen. In the beginning, it will feel strange to achieve small wins without sharing them. You will feel the urge to post about your progress, to tell a friend, to get that quick hit of recognition. But remember that every time you talk, you leak energy. Every time you announce, you weaken your momentum. Replace the need for recognition with the satisfaction of execution. Teach yourself that the only approval you need is your own. Failure becomes your ally in this life. When you live silently, failure is private. It does not become a public spectacle that crushes your confidence. It is simply a lesson, a data point, a step forward. You can fail quietly, adjust, and try again without the burden of other people's opinions weighing you down. This freedom allows you to take more risks and grow faster than the person who is afraid of being judged for every misstep. Private failure is growth. Public failure is theater. Choose growth over theater. Over time, this lifestyle shapes a new identity. You are no longer the person who talks. You are the person who moves. You are no longer the person who seeks applause. You are the person who commands respect without asking for it. People will start to notice the change even if they cannot explain it. They will see the quiet confidence, the results that speak louder than words, and the energy of someone who does not waste time on empty performance. That is the energy of a winner. The ultimate reward of never telling people what you do is freedom. Freedom from judgment, freedom from pressure, freedom from the noise of other people's opinions. You live for yourself, not for the crowd. You rise on your own terms. And when the day comes to reveal your work, it is not because you need validation. It is because your results are ready to speak for you. That is a life of true power, and it begins with a simple choice: less talking, more doing. The longer you walk the silent path, the more you understand that success is not about appearances, it is about reality. The world is full of people performing for others, desperate to appear successful even if they are not. They dress the part, they post the part, they talk the part, but behind the curtain, there is little substance. You must choose a different life. You must choose to be real rather than look real. And the only way to do that is to commit fully to your work in private, to make progress without witnesses, and to let your results speak for themselves when the time comes. Living in silence is a daily test of discipline. You will wake up to a world that thrives on oversharing. Everywhere you look, people are documenting their every move, announcing their goals before they even take the first step. They crave the instant validation that comes from attention. And you will feel the pull to join them. You will want to show that you are moving too. But you must resist because your mission is different. You are not chasing validation. You are chasing transformation. You are not interested in proving that you are working. You are interested in becoming someone who cannot be ignored because the work is undeniable. Silence also purifies your motives. When you remove the audience, you are forced to ask yourself why you are doing what you are doing. Are you working because you love the growth, the challenge, the vision? or were you doing it for applause? Many people discover that without an audience. They lose motivation. That is a sign that they were never truly committed to the work. They were committed to the attention. You cannot be like that. You must train yourself to love the work for its own sake, to be driven by a fire that does not require external fuel. When your motivation comes from within, nothing can stop you because nobody can take it away. Moving in silence also allows you to operate with patience. Public goals create pressure to produce results quickly because you want to show progress to others. This often leads to rushed decisions, sloppy work, and burnout. But when you work privately, you have the freedom to do things properly. You can take the time to learn, to make mistakes, to build a foundation that lasts. Patience is a hidden advantage because true success takes time. The tree that grows slowly grows strong. The one that grows fast and shallow falls with the first storm. As you continue this journey, you will notice a shift in how people respond to you. At first, they may think you are idle. They may underestimate you. They may even doubt that you are serious. This is good. Being underestimated is a form of protection. It allows you to rise without interference. Then, slowly, your results will begin to show. It might be in the form of a new skill, a business, a transformation, or a lifestyle change. Whatever it is, it will speak louder than anything you could have said. And when it appears, people will be surprised, even shocked, because they never saw it coming. This is the power of silence. It turns your growth into a revelation instead of a performance. Silence also keeps you mentally clear. Every conversation about your plans takes a piece of energy, even if it is small. Every reaction from others creates a ripple in your mind. By staying quiet, you eliminate this noise. Your mind becomes a space for focus and clarity. Ideas flow more easily because they are not being bounced around in random discussions. Your creative energy belongs entirely to you. And when your mind is clear, your execution improves. You do not waste time doubting or defending yourself. You simply move forward. Another benefit of silence is emotional stability. Public living is emotional living. Every comment, every like, every reaction affects your mood. But when you stop announcing your life, your emotions stabilize. You become harder to shake because your sense of self no longer depends on external validation. Your highs come from progress, and your lows are private lessons. This stability is what allows you to persist when others quit. While they are riding the roller coaster of attention and discouragement, you are steadily climbing, quietly, without distraction. There will be moments when your silence is tested. Someone will ask what you are working on. Someone will try to draw your plans out of you. You will feel tempted to share, either to impress them or to prove yourself. But remember this, every word you speak about your plans takes energy from the execution of those plans. Protect your energy. Smile if you need to. Give vague answers if necessary. But do not hand your power away. Your results will speak when the time is right. Living this way will set you apart from almost everyone. You will realize that most people are addicted to attention, and few have the discipline to delay it. By choosing silence, you are choosing to build a foundation that lasts, a life that is not dependent on approval, and a strength that cannot be shaken by opinion. You are choosing to become the person who delivers, not the person who talks. And when your results finally arrive, they will not just be seen, they will be felt. They will carry the weight of all the unseen hours, all the quiet effort, all the discipline you showed when nobody was watching. This is the life of the silent achiever. It is not flashy, it is not loud, but it is powerful, it is effective, and most of all, it is real. If you can commit to this way of living, you will find that success becomes inevitable, because your energy is no longer wasted. It is fully invested in becoming the best version of yourself, quietly, relentlessly, and without distraction. As your commitment to silence deepens, a new strength begins to emerge within you, the ability to operate without the world's permission. Most people live in a constant cycle of seeking approval before taking action. They announce their goals to collect encouragement. They talk about their plans to feel validated. But you have learned to break this pattern. You no longer need permission to grow. You no longer need an audience to feel worthy. You take action because your vision demands it, not because someone claps for it. This independence is the seed of unstoppable success. The beauty of working in silence is that it transforms your relationship with time. You stop wasting hours explaining yourself or trying to impress people. Every moment that would have gone into talk is now invested into action. Slowly, those hours compound. A day of quiet focus becomes a week of progress. A week becomes a month becomes a year, and one day, the gap between you and the talkers becomes unbridgeable. While they spent their energy telling stories about what they would do, you spent your energy becoming someone who actually does it. There is a profound peace in private work. You wake up each morning with a purpose that is yours alone. You move through your day without the weight of other people's opinions dragging you down. The noise of the world grows quieter because your focus is stronger than its distractions. In this silence, creativity thrives. Ideas flow freely because they are not being shaped or judged by anyone else. You can experiment without fear, fail without shame, and succeed without limits. This is the mental space where greatness is built. Another power that comes with silence is the ability to control your narrative. When you speak less, people are forced to judge you by results, not rumors. Talkers often get trapped by their own words because they create expectations they cannot meet. Silent achievers, on the other hand, let their results speak first, and results are undeniable. Results carry authority that no explanation can match. When you appear with undeniable success, nobody can question the years of quiet effort that led to it. This way of living also protects your emotional energy. Every conversation about your plans is an opportunity for doubt to enter. Even a small comment can linger in your mind, subtly weakening your belief. But when you keep your journey private, there is nothing for others to touch. Your dream lives safely inside you, shielded from criticism and negativity. You become your own guardian, and that protection allows your ambition to grow stronger. The world will eventually notice your progress. They will wonder how you moved so far without them seeing it. Some will admire you. Some will envy you. Some will try to copy you. But none of it will matter, because by then your foundation will be unshakable. Your results will speak louder than any words, and you will know that your decision to remain silent was the key to it all. The silent path will test you. There will be days when you feel invisible, when it seems like nobody knows or cares about the work you are doing. You will be tempted to break your silence, to announce your progress just to feel seen. But you must hold the line, because those invisible days are the days that build your strength. Every moment you choose action over attention, you are building resilience. You are teaching yourself that your work matters more than anyone's approval. Silence is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of strength. It is the ability to delay gratification, to resist the lure of instant validation, and to keep your eyes on the long-term vision. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they cannot stay quiet long enough to focus on the work. They leak their energy into conversations, into posts, into explanations. By the time they are done talking, they have nothing left to execute. But not you. You are learning to keep your energy where it belongs, in the grind, in the building, in the grow. The silent path will test you. There will be days when you feel invisible, when it seems like nobody knows or cares about the work you are doing. You will be tempted to break your silence, to announce your progress just to feel seen. But you must hold the line, because those invisible days are the days that build your strength. Every moment you choose action over attention, you are building resilience. You are teaching yourself that your work matters more than anyone's approval. Silence is not weakness. It is the ultimate form of strength. It is the ability to delay gratification, to resist the lure of instant validation, and to keep your eyes on the long-term vision. Most people fail not because they lack talent, but because they cannot stay quiet long enough to focus on the work. They leak their energy into conversations, into posts, into explanations. By the time they are done talking, they have nothing left to execute. But not you. You are learning to keep your energy where it belongs, in the grind, in the building, in the growth that nobody sees. Over time, the discipline of silence becomes second nature. You stop feeling the need to explain yourself because you understand that real power never explains. Real power demonstrates. When your results arrive, they will speak for you in a way that words never could. People will see the transformation. They will see the evidence of your focus and your consistency. And they will respect it because respect is earned in action, not in conversation. Silence also allows you to create an internal standard of excellence. When nobody is watching, you learn to hold yourself accountable. You work for the sake of mastery, not for applause. This internal drive is what separates those who last from those who fade. Public motivation is fleeting. Private discipline is eternal. When you learn to push yourself without witnesses, you become unstoppable. The world rewards the silent achiever because results are undeniable. You do not need to convince anyone of your value. Your work will do it for you. You do not need to argue with doubters. Your progress will silence them. You do not need to announce your plans. Your success will reveal them at the right time. This is the law of quiet success. Speak less, work more, and let the results echo louder than any words ever could. In the final stage of mastering the art of silence, you become untouchable. Your focus is unbreakable because you no longer seek approval. Your confidence is unshakable because it is built on real work, not words. And your success becomes inevitable because every ounce of your energy is invested in the only thing that matters: execution. This is the life of someone who does not tell people what they do. By now, you understand that silence is not about secrecy for its own sake. It is about power, clarity, and control. It is about protecting your vision in its fragile stages, about keeping your energy concentrated, and about creating results so strong that they speak for themselves. Every private effort you make is a deposit into the bank of your future, and one day, when you choose to reveal what you have built, the world will see the compound effect of all the days you spent in disciplined silence. The ultimate reward of this lifestyle is freedom. Freedom from judgment, from expectation, from distraction. Freedom to fail, to grow, to succeed on your own terms. You will discover that the less you seek attention, the more you attract respect. You will realize that your life no longer belongs to the opinions of others. It belongs fully to you. That is the power of never telling people what you do. So keep your dreams close. Keep your plans private. Let the world wonder while you work. Move in silence, grow in the dark, and emerge only when your success is undeniable. Because in the end, words are forgotten, promises are ignored, but results last forever. Over time, the discipline of silence becomes second nature. You stop feeling the need to explain yourself because you understand that real power never explains. Real power demonstrates. When your results arrive, they will speak for you in a way that words never could. People will see the transformation. They will see the evidence of your focus and your consistency. And they will respect it because respect is earned in action, not in conversation. Silence also allows you to create an internal standard of excellence. When nobody is watching, you learn to hold yourself accountable. You work for the sake of mastery, not for applause. This internal drive is what separates those who last from those who fade. Public motivation is fleeting. Private discipline is eternal. When you learn to push yourself without witnesses, you become unstoppable. The world rewards the silent achiever because results are undeniable. You do not need to convince anyone of your value. Your work will do it for you. You do not need to argue with doubters. Your progress will silence them. You do not need to announce your plans. Your success will reveal them at the right time. This is the law of quiet. Work in silence, move in silence, succeed in silence. And let the world only hear the echo of your results. Never tell people what you do. Show them when it's done.